Well, what have we here? Over 200 tables of toys spread out over tens of thousands of square feet of space, and a collector frenzy spanning 2 days of hunting for treasures to take home and put on display. But before we dive headfirst and drown ourselves in the literal endless piles of toys, well, we have to get to this heavenly place first. I'll talk about that here in a second. This video is brought to you by Cherry Bomb Toys, host of this amazing toy fair and your source for both vintage as well as modern toys. Visit cherrybombtoys.com and start your shopping today. You can also follow them through their various social media portals that I've linked in the description section below. Some events are most definitely worth the trip, so let me try and paint a geographic picture of my travel expeditions to give you an idea. Since I was a vendor for this particular event, it did take time for me to load my vehicle chock full of toys, drive to the nearby ferry terminal, make the additional tour on an hour-and-a-half boat ride across the water, then drive to the Perks Recreation Center in Victoria, British Columbia on Vancouver Island in Canada just to get this experience. My buddy Peter and I set up on the Friday night along with the event staff and other vendors for an all-weekend affair that would last us through both Saturday as well as Sunday. That means staying at a hotel and basically turning it into a short vacation of sorts. I'll admit that seeing the process turn from an essentially empty arena to a venue chock full of toys, wall to wall in this event is quite impressive and definitely worth the trip in of itself. Essentially what you're left with is over 200 tables filling an arena of over 25,000 square feet, packed with attendees spanning the waking hours of both Saturday as well as Sunday. As a person gets the chance to walk through the endless rows of tables, you'll see everything from vintage toys of decades past, not just the usual 80s and 90s stuff that I personally grew up with, but also items from the 1960s and 70s during the earlier days of the toy era. Not to mention, with the slew of modern toys we have that pay homage to the action figure properties of our past, this definitely represents something of a complete experience. I was fortunate enough to have my booth near the entrance, across my friends from both Cherry Bomb Toys as well as ages 3 and up. But mind you, the fun of it all is being able to walk the floors between the aisles and rows, and in doing so, you'll find things that you missed on your first loop through the venue, and it takes a few trips back and forth throughout the arena to see things that you didn't find earlier in the day. A quick look at my booth here, and I've got my usual setup, albeit this time in an L-shaped corner displaying the various items that you normally see in the Toy Connections toy collection. Getting time to set up on the Friday night allowed us to take our time, more or less, and get everything aligned in the right place for presentation purposes, and thus be able to hunt for goodies ourselves after the fact. I always do my best to pull together a colorful, organized booth if I can, but the entire time I was setting up, all that ran through my mind was the sheer excitement that the event was about to begin. Of course, the fun of it all is hunting, and as you scan through the footage of this video, you're probably impressed by the amazing variety that you see, be it items that you used to have, already have, or would want in your own personal collections. For me personally though, because of the pandemic and the timing between shows plus other commitments of my own, it was close to 3 years between this trip and the last time that I was in Victoria. I guess what I'm saying is, it made this event all the more worthwhile. What you end up with is something of a first world problem. What do you buy? Is it video games? Is it vintage or modern? Is it comic books? You going for high-end or graded issues? Or something casual? I don't know. How about dolls and plushies? Or just choose among the pure insanity and incredible range of action figures available. It is both daunting as well as entertaining at the time just to be here. You end up feeling blissful in selection, yet guilt heavy once you've spent through the budget that you set for yourself in your own mind, all while justifying your purchases anyway. I'm getting the feels here just through reliving this particular adventure during the creation process of this video, so I'll quiet down here momentarily and just let you enjoy the scenery. The sheer excitement and energy level amongst collectors was quite palpable at this event, and there's nothing like seeing your fellow toy hunter get excited over similar products and sharing their expeditions about what toys they picked up, what condition they were in, the price they paid, etc. I love telling as well as hearing these stories. This event had everything from raffle tickets to door prizes, Lego displays in the back, and a concession area to keep yourself refreshed if you need a break before resuming your toy hunt. The fact that many of us took the several-hour trip from the mainland area of Vancouver, as well as other places, all of that speaks volumes to the quality of the show. You can hear it in my voice. I just absolutely love coming to this place. I know I've covered similar size shows in the past and will continue to do so, but this is the first time in the life of the channel that I've covered this particular event. I've been coming here on and off since 2017, but the place just blows my mind each and every time. As I hop from one table to the next, I'm getting the nostalgia feel of thinking of past Saturday morning cartoons as well as the various toy commercials that so many of us grew up with. A quick look at my toy haul. I did get a handful of Super 7 TMNT Ultimates figures, which is a bit of a rabbit hole that I found myself diving into as of late. I also got an original carded 1990 April O'Neil, as well as this complete Generation 2 Optimus Prime to replace the work-in-progress one that was in my collection initially. And finally, I got myself a masked Boulder Hill, which I'm unsure what I'm going to do with, but it's great to have it in the collection for the time being. Anyway, I guess that was the quick tour for now, but per usual, I'll say a quick thanks here to my Patreon supporters and channel members whose names are in the description section below. But more importantly, I'd like to draw your attention to the GoFundMe link in the description section of this video as well. The host store who arranged this incredible event, namely Cherry Bomb Toys, who I mentioned earlier, are being forced to move their brick and mortar store after 18 years in their current location. As this store has done a lot for the Toy Connections toy collection, and part of my toy haul from this trip even came from them, I ask all of you to consider clicking the link in the description below and help support this store as they uproot themselves and journey to a new home. All in all, if you enjoyed this event, and this video by extension, please click on some of my other content here. Subscribe if you already haven't, press that like button to spread this video to more viewers, and share it with your friends. And with that, I'll see you all the next time that I go toy hunting. Take care.